guys, Andrew McFarland from StartAJuiceBar.com here. Hope you guys are happy and healthy. Excited to launch your business or grow your existing business. Today we are talking about 3 things you can do to maintain profitability with your product. But before we dive into today's topic of conversation, if you guys are new to the channel and you don't know who I am or what we do, over the last decade, myself and our company has had the pleasure of supporting many in the hundreds of entrepreneurs launch and scale successful juice bars, smoothie bars, acai bowl businesses, and more, as well as running our own businesses in this sector. So all the information on this channel is coming from this wealth of experience. Last few announcements, early invitation, press the like button. I bet if you press the like button, you'll actually like the video more. I promise, try it. And subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. That way you don't miss a video, because one piece of information can totally change your business and therefore change your life. So you want to make sure you keep educating yourself. Now we'll dive into today's topic of conversation. As you guys may or may not know, in this industry, maintaining profitability, like in any business, is important, okay? And the thing that's a little bit different about some businesses than others is some businesses are going to have more volatile or fluctuating input costs, okay? Input costs meaning what did you take in, right? So like your ingredients, your produce, and those things are going to change in price. Some prices might change quarterly, some of them might change on a daily basis or weekly basis. So you need to understand what your 3 controls are in order to maintain profitability, or just for the sake of not just maintaining. You might think, okay, I want to increase my profitability. Things are going well, but I want to increase my margin. And so I'm going to take creative steps towards making sure that I maximize my profit without compromising the quality of my product or the integrity and relationship that I have with my consumer, right? Because if you price gouge people, they'll leave and they'll go somewhere else. So there is a balance in terms of maintaining profitability with your business, okay? So right now we're strictly talking about the profitability of your product. There are other elements and levers to pull when it comes to your overall income, like your labor and your rent and your marketing costs and many other expenses. But right now we're strictly talking about with product cost, profit margin, and what you can do to maintain this or increase this, okay? So one of the first things that you're gonna look at always is, what is your recipe, okay? Can you change ingredients? Can you remove ingredients? Can you change the portion of more expensive ingredients? And in order to do this effectively, you have to make sure you've costed out your menu. And I know so many people are like, oh, I need to get to it, or I'm not good with numbers, and I know it's important, but I haven't done it. If you need help with this, reach out to us. You can reach me personally at Andrew@StartAJuiceBar.com. Happy to talk about how we can help you cost your menu out. But this is important in order for you to understand how to change things in your recipes according to the cost, but not, once again, compromising the quality of the product, okay? That's the first thing. What's the second thing, okay? You can change the size of the product. Generally speaking, in this industry, the larger a product is, and I should say in many situations, right? The larger a product is, the less your margin will be on it. The smaller a product is, the better your margin is, okay? So you'll find that, for example, something like a wellness shot tends to have much better margins than something like a 12 or 16 ounce juice. A wellness shot's gonna be somewhere between 1 and 2 ounces, generally speaking. You might have them at 4 ounces or more, give or take, but generally they're smaller in size because they're concentrated, they're shots. So you end up making more money on these products on a dollar per dollar basis, which is what's most important. It's not about how much you make on your top line, it's about what you take home, right? So it's better to have higher margins and make less money than to have less margins and make more money, and at the end of the day, you end up actually making less. Hope that's clear and makes sense, okay? So changing the size of your product, you'll notice actually with some things, some companies, like yogurt companies, have been known, and other companies, to basically push in the bottom of their product. So you might see the container and it looks like it's the same size, but what you actually get inside of it is less, because the bottom of the product is elevated. So the interior contents is actually less. Some people check sizes and labels, some people don't. Some people just look and perceive it and say, that looks like it's this size. Is it valuable to me based on the size? Very few consumers are going to look and say, okay, how many ounces is it? What's my cost per ounce? You have to be very analytical to think like that. So changing the size of your product will get you to the point where you can either maintain the same price or slightly reduce the price, but you might make more per liquid ounce if you take that approach. But once again, you need to know what your costs are in order to be able to do this effectively. What's the third thing that you can do? Increase the price, okay? If you have, and you're going to need to do this, right, regularly. I recommend you do this at least once a year. Increase your prices. And there are strategies for doing this. And you want to keep up with inflation, okay? You want to make sure that you're increasing your prices to maintain margin. So these are the three primary levers that you can pull, and there is an art form to all of them, right? Because, a product, if you change the recipe and not the right way, you might ruin the integrity of the product and the flavor of the product. And yes, you might make more money, but less people are going to order it because they just don't like the product anymore. Second thing that I mentioned in terms of size, can a product be too small? Yes, of course, right? Some people, if they want a proper portion, they don't want to come in and drink a 6-ounce juice. It's just not enough for them, right? Unless you're a kid. And then the third thing that I mentioned in terms of changing the price, you need to know which products that you serve have pricing power, that have demand. You need to be able to analyze your POS data. You might want to take things off your menu. There's all kinds of things that you can do, okay? The last little bonus one that I want to mention that I didn't bring up is negotiating with your vendors, okay, in terms of pricing, because that's the place where your input costs are coming in. You can sometimes get better prices if you negotiate. And what are your levers in negotiating? Sometimes it's using other vendors' prices to inform your current vendor what you're paying, and therefore can they meet or beat that price. It might be purchasing more, right? So understanding, hey, if I get 20 pounds instead of 10 pounds, I'll save some money on that, okay? And so information, and as I say, knowledge is power. All these things are going to support you in making better decisions, in being able to adjust things in your situation so you have the right margins, okay? Because no matter what, prices are always going to fluctuate. And we're in a time right now, as you guys may know, where inflation is increasing. So you need to be extra aware of how you can adjust things so that you maintain and run a profitable business. Okay, that's all for today. Hope this was helpful. Last request, invitation, and opportunity to press the like button and subscribe to the channel, because if you don't do it, you might not see any of these videos again. Hit the notification bell so you get notified. And then lastly, follow us on Instagram at StartAJuiceBar. Exclusive content, giveaways, and things that we only release there. We've given away business plans. We've given away, access to the online course and so many other things. So you definitely want to follow us on Instagram. And then last announcement, we have a podcast on Spotify and iTunes. If you like listening to things as opposed to watching, videos on YouTube, then you can do that too. It's the Juice Bar Experts Podcast, Spotify, iTunes, links below. Until next time, hope you guys are doing well, happy and healthy. See you soon. Hope you guys have been enjoying the video content. If you're inspired to learn even more about how to start your juice business from scratch, for you, we have a free ebook. It's called the 15 Steps to Starting Your Juice Business. And this is going to go through a high-level overview, through a step-by-step process on how you get your business off the ground. Everything from, branding, menu development, finding the right location, and more. This is going to be a clear roadmap so you know how to go from where you are all the way to opening your store. If you want to go even deeper, we've also created an online course. It's called the Juice Bar Master Blueprint. This is going to go into great depth on everything from how do you put together and think about recipe development? How do you cost out your menu and what's the math around it? What equipment do you need? How do you design your store? How do you find the right location? And so much more. I know you're going to find a lot of value out of both of these. There's links in the description below. So I hope to see you guys at the next video, and enjoy.